Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome to Metroid Prime Remastered, which, blimey, Nintendo just dropped this one out of nowhere the other week, and, oh, I am delighted. Metroid Prime is, and always has been, a wonderful game that looks amazing, sounds amazing, brilliant atmosphere, just a wonderful, wonderful experience, so, bloody hell. Okay, let's dive in and try and figure out what they've done to what was already one of the best games of all time. And here we go, didn't even need to start the game to get into, yes, what's probably the single biggest change they're going to have made. The control system, because, yes, the original Metroid Prime, even though the Nintendo GameCube did have two analog sticks, was not standard dual stick controls. Instead, one of the sticks was used for changing between weapons on the fly, with a lock-on system so a single analog stick could do all the movement controls. And now we've got some alternatives. Number one, yeah, two iterations of the controls on the Wii, so various forms of motion control and whatnot. And the new one, current standard dual stick. So okay, as this is, yes, probably the biggest departure from the original, let's start there and see how it feels. Okay, this is lovely, but it is gonna wreak havoc with my muscle memory for this game, though absolutely, if this is your first time playing Metroid Prime, then one, congratulations, you're about to get to play one of the best games ever made for the first time, and two, yeah, definitely the new dual stick controls, that's great. The only reason I'm going to struggle with it is because, yes, I'm kind of used to the button layout of the original, and that's had to change a bit because, in particular, my dedicated missile button on like X or Y isn't present. That's had to move over to right shoulder because, yes, D-pad changes visor, and then hold down X, and then D-pad changes weapon type. If you have more than one weapon type at the start of the game, you don't. So okay, given we're just apparently swimming in, yes, more than one button that jumps and more than one button that fires, let's fix that up a bit. Okay, if you're familiar with the GameCube version but still want to play with twin sticks, I'm going to strongly suggest making this tweak before you begin. Because now I've still got my sticks, I've got my dedicated missile button, and yes, D-pad is a visor, and if I want to change weapon, just hold left shoulder button, and there we go. Okay, now that's nice and simple right there. That is, now that's definitely best of both worlds. I can deal with that, damn it. Okay, I've immediately decided this remaster is worth it because, oh bloody hell, the loading times at each individual door, they just cocking open now. Okay, in Metroid Prime, you could go and make a cup of tea in the amount of time it took you to open some of these bloody doors. So okay, right, it's worth the price of admission just for, yes, the loading times on the doors. Sorry, I realised I never actually explained what sort of game Metroid Prime was. I kind of just assumed everyone would know. That's very unfair given this game originally came out before some of you were born. So, Metroid Prime is a big, lonely, explory shooter affair with a particular focus on scanning. I've got my scan visor right here. Look at enemies, give them a scan, it'll tell me what they are, slowly filling up my lovely logbook. There is not another NPC with a voice in the entire bloody game. You're on your own. You've got to piece what's happening together by just scanning things and figuring it out. And what was wonderful about this game and the scan visor in particular was you could just, if you scanned everything, basically figure out the entire plot of the game in the first bloody room. So, right over here we've got one space pirate, death caused by acidic burns to body, chemical type unknown. So, this guy was not killed by those small bugs that we saw earlier. Reasonable assumption, he was killed by this giant monstrosity right here who also stabbed this guy in the back. Scan the creature, morphology unknown, high levels of radiation detected. Meanwhile up here, incredibly large muscle structures surrounding the jaw area. The creature is, yes, strangely radioactive and much bigger and stronger than it reasonably should be. Check the rest of the room, and right over here, we've got mysterious crates of biohazardous materials right in this room. Escape pod entrance, a vessel's been jettisoned, so okay, reasonable timeline to put together. These guys were performing experiments with this biohazardous material on these creatures, they got too big and strong, took over, killed everyone, and the space pirates evacuated the ship, and broadly, that's what happened. And you can just figure it out if you choose to pay attention, scan the room. The scan visor was wonderful. There's a few more bits and pieces dotted about, but yes, this is mostly just a training area leading ultimately to, yes, something that's hinted at in a handful of terminals you come across, which is one of the giant mutated parasite queens is not flipping done yet, and all those mentions of acid burns and whatnot. Okay, now it's you that needs to avoid getting acid burned. Lovely. Give it a quick scan. This is just making sure, you know, you've learned your basics at this point. Make sure you scan everything before you fight it, because your lock-on might not be looking on to the weak point until the scan finds it. Here we go, use auto-targeting. We're now going for the mouth. Lovely. So, just put a couple of missiles in that lovely mouth right there. Avoid his little acid spray. My usual basic thing will do just fine too. He's going to know. Use my dodge to get out the way too. Just, you know, some bullets will find their way through. Lovely. Don't mind me. Missiles will do an excellent job too. Just make sure they make it through the barrier. And you should be just about done. Nice easy introduction to your basics here, right? That's what we're dealing with. Scan enemies, discover weak points, use the right tactics, targeting, weapon type against them, etc, etc. You might need to say missiles to break their armor or whatnot. And now we've got, okay, I was wondering whether they might change this, because this was always just downright weird in this game, which is, we have got a 7-minute escape. It's too long to give me to do an escape, alright? Give me 2 minutes and a much shorter area. But no, and I need to run through half the bloody ship, and as long as I can do it in 7 minutes, we're fine. And I just don't get a sense of urgency from 7 bloody minutes. Here we go, 4 minutes later, and I think the game's finally about to get to the bloody point, which is, hello over there, guess who's upstairs? Why, it's my old friend Ridley. Lovely to see you, buddy. Also, I've exploded and lost basically all my upgrades. So, yes, we're going to need to be going and getting them back down on the surface. Okay, if there is one thing I would change at Metroid Prime, I get rid of the bafflingly long 7-minute escape sequence. But, no, apparently not. That's a bit of a shame. That's the one bit of the game we could definitely have trimmed, like, 5 minutes out and made the game better for it. And unfortunately, we've managed to lose track of the giant robot pterodactyl. God only knows how, but we're gonna have to, yes, do a bit of a recce on foot. By which I mean, do the entire rest of the game, because seriously, aside from just occasionally flirtily waving at you, Ridley basically doesn't show up until the finale at this point. And thus begins the game proper, which, okay, do I need to say this is a Metroidvania? Because I really feel like you should be able to figure this out by yourself, okay? Let's focus not on that, but instead on, yes, to my mind, the bits that make Metroid Prime work, which is the tiny details that really make this game special. The fact that if you want to, you could go around scanning every completely random, unassuming plant on this planet. Just want to know about these ferns or whatnot? You can do. You're welcome to do so. And the level of care and attention to detail that went into the tiniest things in this game. Right now, it's raining, but I'm currently underneath a cliff face, so therefore the rain's not hitting my visor. Take a tiny step forward out into the rain, and now the rain's hitting my visor all over the place. But it doesn't matter that I'm standing in rain, the rain's not hitting my visor anyway, because why would it? I'm looking down, it wouldn't be hitting the visor. As you slowly start looking up, more and more drops of water start hitting the visor and just, oh, that bloody attention to detail. Tiny things like that just make the game work. The sense of immersion is wonderful. Still, no time for that. Time to get on with business, because yes indeed, I was kind of robbed of many of my most important upgrades. Time to go and take care of that. And I will say, I've only just realised, yes, the important thing we have picked up here is a secondary fire button. Now it's on the, yes, right trigger, as well as just the A button. And it makes sense it's on both, because, yeah, it is useful to be able to fire, just like you used to in Metroid Prime, but if you're holding down A to do a charge shot, you can't be actually, you know, using the second analog stick to aim. So, yes, having right trigger as a secondary fire mode, okay, that's a very sensible addition, I will say. Still a handful of enemies later, yes indeed. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the game. The first area proper, this is really just the overworld, yes indeed. The beautiful Kozo Ruins. The map, by the way, is hugely helpful because, yes, one, it will generally give you something you should go and check out at some point. So, yes, there's definitely something going on over here worth a look at, which is marvellous. And in general, it will show you how many exits there are to a room. So, in the event that, say, you know, there is a hidden exit in a side area or whatnot, it's going to be much easier to spot if you are, you know, keeping an eye out on that nonsense. And, oh, there we go. Oh, this game. This game, I was about to say it still looks wonderful. Well, yes, they've just remastered it, John. Though, to be honest, it feels like this is a very light touch remaster. Like, this is not just my nostalgia talking. I played this game very recently, alright? I know roughly what it looks like, and it looks very similar to this. So, speaking of which, the map says go in this direction. If you're ever not sure what you're looking at, just scan it. The scanning meant that, yes, the game could have relatively complex enemies and relatively complex boss fights because you had this information here to help guide you through it if you needed it. So on this occasion, we know ahead of time, yeah, my beam weaponry is not going to do it. I need my rocket launcher back if I'm going to be getting through that. Lovely. Scanning wasn't just for fun, by the way. There was definitely, yes, a very good reason to scan every room because that wall over there might, you know, at first glance not look too suspicious, but scan reveals, yeah, stress points. So potentially concussive blast may break it. Remember that's there, we might be wanting to nip back to it later. Along with, yes, door right behind me, minimap gives that one away, another missile barrier, perfect. Oh, and flipping perfect timing, barely round the corner, we've already made it to the Hive Totem where I was told to go, so just mosey on inside and okay. Things looking a tiny bit, you know, doom-marinery, potentially. Just make my way towards oh my goodness, it's my missile launcher. I guess I shall simply walk over there and reclaim it. And would you believe the answer is actually no. No, we won't, because there's a big giant thing that also spits acid into the room that's decided I'm not allowed to do that until I prove I am worthy or something of that nature. So okay, just wait for things to pop out. Honestly, yes, the lock-on is a very good way of just spotting enemies that might be about to cause a problem. Just wait for that. Listen out for the little chitter of these guys about to attack. Take out. Lovely. Right now I've got literally nothing but my basic attacks. You might better take out one of the two of these guys before they start spinning. Then watch out. Maybe move. They might start coming in one or two at a time. Just don't get knocked into, yes, the acid. Stay on the inside. Over to you, do a bit of damage. This is definitely, yes, an old ancient Kozo machine. You can tell because of, yes, the actual pattern on it. The fact it looks vaguely birdy and whatnot. Let's just take you out. No, okay, I'm kind of being a bit buffeted right now. Just fire. One, and there's definitely one more if I just get him. Oh, you see, if you just line it up right, you can definitely hit them while they're circling. And job done. Nice, easy boss just to introduce your bits and pieces. Lovely. And with that, the game does, to its credit, you know, hardly say, hey, it's going to be 5 hours before you get your first upgrade. No, I'm like 5 minutes into the first dungeon, and I've already got my first major upgrade, and now I've got a choice of ammo types. And on top of that, even better, an energy tank. Beautiful. So yeah, now got myself a giant amount more health, in fact literally double, but I can't get through here because for the time being my Morph Ball is a bit offline too. But that's fine because we've got some Metroidvania-ing to do. So back in this room over here, we could definitely crack you open straight away. That's going to get me, there she is, the map room. So now I can start planning my route a little bit more sensibly and spot areas I've missed much more easily. And time for me to check now, am I remembering right? Is, yes, this type of wall, charge shot or missile shot, because I'm genuinely, okay, missile was just fine, beautiful. And with that, missile expansion, which, yes, for me is, again, doubled. Okay, straight up from 5 to 10, so life is good. That's where we fought the boss, and then we've got this area here, but yes, a Morph Ball pipe leads into this area. So that's naturally a huge area we're going to be wanting to go and visit, but we can't do it till we've got the Morph Ball. Reasonable assumption, here we go. This area over here, that's going to be where we get the Morph Ball. So that very first door we saw over here, we can now crack that open. Going forward, that's just a normal door, which is beautiful. Clear out all of you guys. May as well help myself to some health on the way past. That's all absolutely fine. Lovely goo on the visor. It was a trick that Metroid Prime loved. Just the old goo on the visor trick. It was lovely. Right. Keep on keeping on over the top, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's the Morph Ball right there. Too many games are just strung out for no reason. Metroid Prime was not a long campaign, but it was a campaign that just kept you going and kept rewarding you, which was lovely. Speaking of which, just hop down into the arena, and I'm guessing, Yes, indeed. I think I remember what we're doing here. Number 1, have you got your basics down in terms of, yes, circle round enemies, get your lock on, make sure to pick up health when it drops, which is beautiful. Still, last one goes down, I suspect. Yes, I did remember you. Guess where you've got to shoot this guy? So, just get my usual thing ready to go and prepared to dodge when it's going to do a thing, and then use the missiles because you've only got a moment before it. Oh, blimey. Okay, well, that was just a trick shot. I didn't even mean to do that, but that was incredible. And there we go, my Morph Ball is repaired, meaning now I could just roll around in a tiny, tiny ball form, getting me through all sorts of lovely tiny bits and pieces. So here we go, back to the room, we've got the energy tank, and now, as we know from the map, this area is going to lead me into a giant, lovely, and new area. Just navigate the tiny maze. You ran into these all the time, just tiny 2D mazes for you in Morph Ball form, which were lovely, though they got increasingly complicated as you picked up more Morph Ball abilities, obviously. This one, just introducing the concept. The game was also super cool at just giving you little sneak peeks as to what might be coming up in the future. So yeah, just dotted here, right in the middle of the ruins, is the lift that takes you down to Magma Caverns. Now, we've basically got nothing to do there. Alright, we are not ready for it, we can't get very far on it, but it just sort of teased upcoming areas, like, you know, the Fendrana Drifts, Magma Caverns. You just got an introduction, though often if you did go there, you get, like, you know, a tiny benefit of some description, whether that be, you know, just an upgrade or two you could grab on the way past. Oh, and cool visor effects too. Walk into, yes, plumes of steam. You're going to get some lovely, lovely steam effects on your visor, which is marvellous. Also, blimey, okay, they've also significantly turned up the, strength of the reflection of Samus and the visor when you actually make a bright light and they'll see your own eyes. That did not used to be anywhere near that aggressive. Oh yeah, on this occasion I've already got to the you're going to take damage to your health if you just walk through this door section, like, straight away. So this was just introducing, hey, this is coming up at some point in the future, but you need a better suit to access it. Though, I will say, the lovely visual effect of the extreme heat on the visor, okay, that's cool, I'm glad that's here. Okay, back at the Kozo Ruins, I've now completed the loop around in this direction, bringing me back to, yes, this area. Spider track means I can't go up the Sun Tower. I'm kind of, you know, half remembering this as I go, so it's gotta be more in this direction, and I think I know precisely where I need to go, and where possibly I could have gone the whole time. I just sort of forgot about it. So hop over to here, move over in this direction. That door, I could have just clambered up here this entire time, though. Yes, I may have run into trouble with probably a barrier of some description. But yeah, you could have just skipped up here in the first place had I bothered to remember that that was a thing you could actually do. Also, I'm definitely getting the infinite respawning vibes out of these guys. So basically, screw you. We'll just go straight past you. Keep on keeping on. Ah, that's why, once again, the terrifying jump scare in my own face. Yes, I needed to get myself the Morph Ball before I could go too far down this corridor. So fine, it would not have helped me to remember I could get up here anyway. Oh, and here we are, the Great Poison Tree Room. So, okay, I remember how this goes. You've got to scan runic symbols. So I'm guessing I cannot scan all of them yet. Just get you guys out of the way. Yep, you guys were definitely squatting on a runic symbol. So, yeah, just be aware. We need to take care of that. We need to get you out of the way. These guys always remind me of those creatures in Banjo-Kazooie in Clanker's Cavern. The one that kind of pop out of the wall and you've got to do the rat-tat-tap on. I don't know why. I'm sure they're a lot more sinister. But yes, they always do remind me of Banjo-Kazooie, which is marvellous. Okay, runic symbol number 3 is right over there. But the 4th is going to be way up top. And blocking the path for the Morph Ball, sandstone. Sandstone means I need the bombs if I want to get up to the top. Gotcha. Oh, and my brain's telling me this room just around the corner is gonna be precisely what we're looking for. So just, yeah, move over in this direction. Make sure we've got the old scan visor up and about because, once again, we've got runes as need scanning dotted about the room, and I cannot remember where they all are, actually. But you know what? I'm sure it's all going to work out if I just, you know, sort of head in this direction, stay on the top path as far as we can. No, you don't, buddy. Now you flipping don't. Just keep on keeping on. There's got to be, yeah, activate 4 rooms to get this big old gate open. There's one right there. You can only scan them when you are right up close. So, yeah, being too far away, too low down, too high up, that's going to be the issue. Well, I don't see anything else upstairs, so just drop down to the very bottom. Keep your eyes open for anything. Make sure we're breaking, yeah, crates and whatnot. There may well be a chance you guys are squatting on that. Are you one of them, money chance? There we go. There was one right at the bottom. So now I'm looking for one more and I cannot remember where it bloody is. It's going to be somewhere around here. I'm sure it's all going to be fine. Try not to, you know, step on too much poison while you're doing it, by the way. Oh, I see something red over there. That might be your... There we go. That'll be your lot. It was right behind me at the start, getting me into, I'm guessing, precisely what I need. That was completely not what I was expecting. I kind of forgot the order of play here. Luckily, the game is kind enough to, yes, point you in the right direction if you ever get a bit confused. So on this occasion, right, I blatantly need to get to the top of this room to make it through to, oh, the cocking burn dome. Okay, if you are remastering this game, one thing you do is you take out the bloody incinerator fight, because seriously, screw the incinerator fight. But apparently, once again, they've been arguably maybe a tiny bit too faithful on this occasion, okay? There were definitely things in Metroid Prime that you could benefit from either redoing or taking out. Oh no, this room does look rather familiar. Okay, we're doing the cocking incinerator fight, aren't we? Right, Metroid Prime. Shame on you. You had one chance to correct your one bad boss fight, and you didn't cocky take it, did you? There's nothing desperately special in this fight, by the way. You basically just walk in a circle, and then occasionally walk back, you know, the other way and whatnot, then take out a giant pile of wasps. Then you do that, like, you know, 4 or 5 times. It's not desperately interesting, to be honest. It's genuinely quite a poor boss fight. I mean, I suppose it's fun, insofar as, yes, you can demonstrate that you know that, yes, the Morph Ball can be used to reduce your height, but beyond that, this is not a desperately interesting boss fight, no. And there we go. Couple of minutes of that, it just explodes and I get the Morph Ball bomb. Okay, Metroid Prime, you could have redone that fight. That fight was never particularly good. But you know what? All is forgiven, because this means I can now get past this lovely area, straight past, yes, the sandstone blocks we ran into before, and then just keep on keeping on upwards, make sure we take out some wasps, and yes, if you can, just take out the entire nest. Entire nest is good too. Which should, I believe, get us up to, there we go, the 4th and final seal. And there she flipping goes. Leading me to a lovely, ominous hallway, where the game is mysteriously just giving me a giant flipping pile of, yes, missiles and whatnot, because, okay, you know what? Forget the incinerator, because the incinerator is immediately before possibly the best boss in the game, and one of my favorite bosses of all time. Oh, yeah. Say hello to Flaahgra. I think it's pronounced Flaahgra. Flaahgra's great. I love Flaahgra. Flaahgra is a giant plant who's growing out of poison, and we need to sort her the flip out. Because Flaahgra is, yes indeed, being kept alive by sunlight, being a plant and all. And okay, and also kind of a bug, plant-bug hybrid thingy. So you've got to get the light off her, which I find delightful. Though, you know, first things first, obviously give her a bit of a scan, because why wouldn't you? Just to make sure we understand what's going on here. Mutant plant, that's why there's toxic water everywhere. And it needs solar energy to remain active. So there we go. Outer shell is basically completely impenetrable. The lower root system, that's where we need to go. So okay, just stay away from you, don't mind me, and yeah, keep an eye out for where we have got potential issues. And keep in mind as well, we've also got ourselves, yeah, the Morph Ball. The Morph Ball is, I think, a tiny bit faster than just running. So just get over to here, crack open you, and there we go. With no flipping sunlight, you fall over, meaning a particular root system just became exposed. And naturally, that means we are going straight in, laying some bombs, and that's how we defeat you, alright? We get in, we knock down the light. Oh, it's just... It's not even that difficult to boss, it's just such a fun idea to run around knocking the sunbeams off it to make it vulnerable so you can go and bomb the root system. It's just a delight. So, okay. Now we've got 2 on the opposite side. Stay away. And yes, we're going to have a bit of a... Excuse me. I was just trying to shoot that, actually. Yes, now we've got that, but I think it's going to turn back at some point, so Morph Ball is probably a good idea. Don't forget, we do also have missiles to speed this. Excuse me! Okay, well, that was a good ambush by you. I will give you. That was good. Just knock you out, and you managed to get your thing back up, didn't you? I need to use conventional fire just to slightly slow you down for a minute, don't I? Yes, that's what we need to do. So while you're like that, he now can't go and fix up the other mirror, and he can't block me from getting back to mirror number 1. So now that gets me the opportunity. Boom! Nothing for you. Where are we going, buddy? Where are we going? We're going over 2. This will do the job. You've got like a fairly generous amount of time to get in, so okay. Get him. Bomb him, and okay, we've got to use a bit of conventional firepower just to stop him from battering the mirrors and blocking my path. So, okay, he's taking a fair bit of damage. I think it might just be 3, and we are done. I don't think you need to do all 4. Maybe I'm misremembering, but you know what? We might be. Okay, go to the one over on this side. Excuse me. Okay, just got to very quickly slow you down. Conventional firepower will do the job. Okay, that's going to do the job, but this one's good. Okay, this is good right here. Take you off. Should be able to get back over to you in a second. Take you off 2, and no. Just need to get back over to you. No, stop it. Need to stop him before he, just put a missile on him. That was the wrong button. I keep pushing the wrong button. Everything's fine, aside from the bits where I get everything horribly wrong. Okay, that's number 2 down. Okay, and now I just need to focus on him for a second. As soon as he wakes back up again, I might be able to, if I'm lucky, hang on, might just be able to get you up before you activate the mirror. Gotcha! Literally just. So, okay, get over to you. That's going to give me, access to this. Is it going to be all 4? I cannot remember. Or is he done? I mean, video game logic says that 3 is fine, but there are 4 mirrors in this room. So I'll have to say, never mind, it is all 4. Right, okay. So everything we've been doing so far has been working just fine. We just keep doing this, but like, you know, better. So okay, that's all absolutely... No! Ow! Stop it. Just basic conventional fire works fine on him, to be honest. Like, I'm not even taking that much damage. I've lost like a 6 on my health bar so far. So this is... Oi! Stay. Right, get over here. We can definitely get a second in before he wakes up. I've not even used my missiles yet, so that's all absolutely... I've not used my missiles because I keep hitting the wrong bloody button. And that is... Yep, that works. That missile's going to do the job. He's focused on me for the time being. Okay, 2 are down. That should give me time to get a 3rd in play. But if he does want the ones on the other side of the arena, that's going to be a problem. Get you up and about. No, you don't. No, you don't. Missile. Get up to here. If we can just sort him out. Actually, you know what? This might be enough time right now. Boom. The question is, okay, where is the last one? There's... Oh! He booped me on the way down, and now I've got to make it back to here. I should just have enough time to get in. And with that... Curve flipping, boom. Flaahgra is... Oh, Flaahgra's a great boss. Flaahgra's one of my favourite bosses in all of video gaming of all time. It's just a fun idea. Bosses don't need to be hard. Bosses need to be fun and interesting and exciting. And that's precisely what Flaahgra is. And then you just get the lovely benefit that you're not just giving, you know, a generic upgrade. The level looks nicer as a result of Flaahgra being dead. Every bit of poison goes away. The water is now safe. And also, I get myself a brand new suit. The Various suit, I believe. Meaning in just a second, here we flipping go. Samus is about to get... Oh, here it is. The shoulder pads are back. Lovely. Meaning, remember that heat we saw earlier? We can now go and explore that. But that's not all we can do. This is a Metroidvania. Honestly, I'm not even sure why I need to say Vania. Like, it's just a Metroid game. So, all of a sudden, this entire area, all that poison we saw, is now water. There might be a huge amount of new stuff hidden behind that. And you know what? Flipping forget that, because yes, we can just go back to literally the starting room. And oh my goodness, what's this directly behind my ship? It's more missiles. So I've now got, hang on, 50% more missiles than I did before. That would have made that fight much easier had I come back to take care of that earlier. And just hidden away in the corner, down over by the side of the ship. Very easy to miss. So we've got a tiny, tiny side room. Just some little mushrooms and whatnot in it. But you can see we could go a little bit further with this now. So just pop into Morph Ball mode to get past this area. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a brand new area here. Which, as you can see, is... John, you've seriously got to get better with the missile button. We've got flipping pirates. Pirates with jetpacks right here. Guys, come back here. I'm not done with you yet. Alright, hit him in the back, 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 hit him in the back. We definitely nudged him in the back. There is just this giant pirate ship. Now, I'm pretty sure, yes, we can't actually make it to here just yet, though we can also learn all about mysterious blue radioactive substance. Marvelous. And meanwhile, just head behind the waterfall. And now we've got missiles in hand, we could cross this lovely, lovely bridge right here, push the right button there and everything, and make our way to the inside of the crater, where, yes, we can't do too much yet, but we'll be coming back here later on. This area is beautiful. And seriously, you do not need to go and do this now, but you can just do so as soon as you've got the missile, which is like 5 minutes into, yes, the first dungeon. So, help myself to a beautiful artifact right here. End of the game, we're going to be needing all of these. We do not need this one yet, but you can just, you know, if you want to, gather the artifact of truth. Lovely. And now they give you clues where to find the rest. So, a sun chamber atop our ruined home became the nest of a great beast and a source of corruption. Many Kozo spirits have been drawn to this tainted place, release their bonds to the world to claim the artifact of the wild. So we know precisely where that is. If I could find my way back up to that room I was just in, take out some ghosts, I've got an artifact, but there we go. At this point, basically, the game just opens up like crazy. Alright, I could go artifact hunting, though many of them I will not be able to get just yet. I could explore the overworld and see what I've now got access to. So much of the Kozo ruins I can now access. Go into Magmore caverns. Now I can stand the heat. Just this game. This game is wonderful and a marvel, and it has aged so well. Like, I suppose I should just be grateful, full stop, that so many more people are going to be able to experience this now. Because yes, the version I played on the channel previously was the GameCube version being played on PC thanks to Project Dolphin. But not everyone's going to be able to do that. So this just makes this game so much more accessible. I mean, as a remaster, it is incredibly faithful and light touch, which is probably the sensible thing to do when you're dealing with one of the best games ever made, though, you know what? I would not have booed them had they made some, you know, judicious changes, like the weird 7-minute escape, or the incinerator fight getting slightly reworked, okay? Honestly, I've got nothing else to say. This is Metroid Prime. I love it. On the Switch, with the twin-stick controls, it's great. It just feels so lovely, and if you're, you know, a proper hardcore fan of the original, you've got the original controls right there too, so what more can I say? It's a brilliant game, well worth a look-see, and if you want to see me play a bit more of this, I did do a live stream of, yes, the original version that went a lot further than where we've got to today, so you may wish to check that out too, and honestly, Nintendo, keep on doing this. Drop more remasters. Metroid Prime 2 and 3, bring it the flip on. If they show up, oh yeah, you'll be seeing them, so I guess we live in flipping hope. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Metroid Prime. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh, also, apparently you've either got a girlfriend or a daughter. Hopefully a girlfriend. Really, hopefully a girlfriend. No! Stop walking around! Just stay still! Just stay still! I don't know! Stop doing laundry! There we go! How are you so bad at escaping from prison?